Hey friends, Donovan here with Springfield Music. Just got in today the new TC Electronic Blacksmith and thought I'd do a quick video review. Not sure yet if I'm going to be able to have time to play it, so you guys might luck out and not actually be able to have to hear me play it, which would be nice. But anyway, wanted to at least give you a quick rundown of one of these new TC Electronic Blacksmith amps live and in person. So here we go, here it is. It's pretty substantial. Internally very similar, of course, to the RH450, but rated, I think, at 1,000,000 watts. Maybe not 1,000,000, but it's going to feel that way. This is obviously a pretty massive amp, a 1,600 watt RMS amp. So for those of you playing stadiums or that just want the look of like a bigger, more substantial rack mountable bass amp to sit on top of your 810, this is probably the way to go. I think most of us are aware of what they changed on this amp, but just to be sure, I'll do a quick rundown. Still have the same auto sensing active passive input. Then we've got gain, of course, our EQ controls with bass, low mid, high mid, and treble. We can press the shift button here to change those center frequencies. Spectra Comp now has its own knob. Instead of being combined with the gain knob, it has its own separate knob. When we hit shift, we get the tweeter tone knob, which allows us to basically control how much tweeter we're getting, which is nice. Tube tone and preset level on the same knob. Tube tone here, press shift, gets preset level. Master volume. We've got our 3 memory position switches here, just like the previous amps. Dial in all the tasty tones you want. Press and hold that. It'll blink 3 times and store. The shift button and the mute button. So that's the front of the amp. And let's see. This is pretty substantial here, but we'll get to the back. Those fellas in Denmark certainly know how to make amps. That's the other thing about these are handmade in Denmark. The blacksmith is. On the back, we've got main power in. We've got speak on outs. This thing will run all the way down to 2 ohms. We've got an impedance switch here. If we're running at 4 ohms or above, we leave it on that. We want to drop it down to 2 ohms, we slide the switch down to there. Pretty slick. And then on the back, we have a familiar set of controls with the remote foot switch in, digital out, an effects loop, and then the line driver out. And we can do pre or post, either way that we want. The other cool thing is on the bottom of the head, we actually have feet. On the back of it, we've got rubber feet here. So if you want to stand it up on end, you can do that. And then, of course, on the bottom, we've got, sorry, this is kind of hard to do with one hand, rubber feet down there as well. 2 twin cooling fans on the back keep this thing running nice and cool. And there you have it. Handmade in Denmark, a really substantial piece of kit, as our friends on the other side of the pond would say. And let's see if I've got time to go plug it in real quick and let us hear it. Okay, so here's the amp. Basically right now I have it set flat. If we want a little more of a rock sound, we might do a few things to it. We might boost some bass, we might boost some low mid, cut some low mid, boost a little of the high mids. We could leave the treble alone. Dial in some tube tone. So do that. If we want slap tone, we could take out the tube tone entirely. Maybe boost in some compression. Sorry for all the ambient noise here. Boost some treble. Cut some of the mids. We leave the bass. We go over to the shift mode. Might open up that treble control a little bit, widen up that bass control, and then maybe boost some of the tweeter tone to give us a little more access straight to the tweeter. And for that one, we're going to get something like good sound for that as well. Cool thing that we'll notice too is that the controls on the RH450 or the LEDs are like kind of a cool blue color, and so that's kind of a neat change as well. Outside of that, it's all pretty much the same controls. Honestly, it sounds very similar to an RH450, except for we get, I believe, a little more high end out of this one, and then an unbelievable increase in power. So there you go, quick rundown on the TC Electronic Blacksmith.